will be jostling for the 2 tickets. Cote d'Ivoire, Senegal, and Nigeria. In that order.
There could be some spoilers as well.
There could be some spoilers, but I hope the spoilers will not be the part of the Senegalese and the Ivorian. It could be on our part. But we have to take every game as to come, because we will likely going to see an upset. And that upset, because three teams looks good for the World Cup, but 2 is going to qualify. But those 3 teams that are sure, that's what I just mentioned, the teams I just mentioned. But I hope we're able to upstage the other 2, because they've shown that in the last 2 qualifiers, because in the championship they use, in the past they use the qualifiers, that they are not fluke, because we saw what they did in the Copa Beach soccer.
That's the Ivorians.
The Ivorians.
They came here, they beat us.
They beat us.
And that's the first time ever that we're losing.
We must take this thing very serious. I know we've been going to the World Cup. We've been doing very well at the.
We've been inconsistent. We do well, we win. Sometimes we fail to qualify.
Yes, but this time around it's just 2 tickets, and going on the high, starting that on the high without kind of
the confidence of the
screaming result. I hope the Egyptians will want to watch it out. If you take out the Egyptians, that takes us to the semi-final, because we means that we just needed the last game against Cote d'Ivoire.
We'll probably be playing to avoid
playing Senegal.
If
they don't play their group. So but whichever way it goes, I know, because of the boys, they've said the NFF have given them the kind of support they needed for this tournament. I hope they can do it. We have the veterans who have been playing in 2 World Cups and 3 African Championships.
Tomorrow we are playing Egypt.
We are playing Egypt tomorrow.
That shouldn't be a problem for us. But then we should have an idea now of what Egypt can offer if they could drag Cote d'Ivoire to overtime, to penalties. That means the Egyptians cannot be taken for granted. But we wish our boys the best of luck. If they beat Egypt tomorrow, that means early in the tournament they have qualified for the semi-finals, and they'll probably be playing to avoid Senegal. But then at this stage, you don't really play to avoid. You play to qualify. So whoever comes your way, you should be ready to take them out. But we wish them the best of luck as they play Egypt tomorrow. Let's talk about the women now very quickly. The girls did the business. Unfortunately, we couldn't do the show because of the elections last week. These girls hammered Mali 8-0 in Abuja. Convincing result. And people have always talked about this girl, and you ask yourself, was it the same Malian team that forced them to a draw in the first leg that they took her that way?
So in the first leg, we didn't go with the heavyweights. We didn't go with the heavyweights. We went with the guys from the domestic scene. But this time
what do you mean by heavyweight? We
didn't go with the heavyweight. The only heavyweight that went with them was Francisca Odega.
Do we know? I mean, heavyweight. These are the same girls.
No, I'm saying the foreign based players. Okay. Because if you look at the scores of the goals, the three players scored 2 goals each. That's Asisa scored the brace, Odega scored the brace, Opanogo scored the brace. Then
Odega is back home.
Odega is back home. She's got a contract in the United States.
Okay.
In women's soccer,
going back.
So she's going back. So I think I'm just saying those were the 3 players. The only one. So it's more or less like a vacuum. At the end of the day, where we got in the ticket, because last time we
didn't qualify.
We didn't qualify. We underrated the Ghanaians. But they showed us what they could do. They gave us a sucker punch, and that was how we didn't qualify for the last edition. So, group of them, the focus is now going to be on the qualifier for the Olympic, which is very key.
Very, very key. And of course, the girls also have the FIFA Women's World Cup to navigate in June. So this is a good preparation for them, although the quality of the opposition is different. But then it's a good boost for the morale of the girls, getting such a convincing win over Mali. Well, Cecilia Omorobo was in Abuja to see how the girls took out Mali, and she caught up with the captain of the Falcons and the psychologist. She's new to the team, and I think she's already making impact with the team. So let's just take a break now, listen to the psychologist of the team and the media officer of, and the captain of the Super Falcons. We'll listen to the 2 of them, and then we'll come back for more on Sports Tonight.
We've had meetings, we talked about, there's some basic things. I mean, in 3 days, you're only going to see so much. But how to work together as a team, how to come together and unify as one, how to execute emotionally on what they were told tactically. They were very psyched up. I think they were very pleased with the fact that we could work through some things that cause anxiety, some things that cause them to choke up, some things that cause setbacks, and just move on. So win is always a boost. You don't want to get overconfident though. So we have to continue working. There's a lot of work. Just because one win against Mali, it doesn't mean that we have some huge, formidable opponents in Canada. We're in the group of death. And those teams that we're going to play will probably crush Mali. So we have work to be done. We have a lot of mental work to be done, psychological work to be done, and tactical work to be done. We will be ready for that World Cup, and we'll do our best, and we'll make sure that Nigerians are proud. Somebody asked me about, are we scared of the World Cup? Of course, some of those teams are intimidated. But let me tell everybody something. I'm very patriotic and very fiercely Nigerian. We are the most resilient people in the world. Size does not matter for us. When Nigerians say yes, no one can say no. And when God says yes, no one can say no. So.
Yeah, for me, personally, on a personal note, I don't think we've had enough preparation. Being in camp is not enough, but we have to play good matches, as in quality matches. And the president of the Nigerian Football Federation promised us that we're going to play some quality matches. He said we'll play against the New Zealanders and the Canadians. For now, it's only about the Canadians that we've heard about. We don't really know if there are other matches coming up. But we just believe that it is with those kind of matches that we can really prepare well, not just staying in camp for months. Because if you don't prepare, there is no way you think you succeed. These countries who are going to play, they are not pushovers. But at the same time, football is no longer played on papers. It's played on the field. But then we still have to do our own homework by preparing well. Some of these players are not exposed, so they have to expose them. And by doing that, we have to play friendly matches. That is the way that is just the way to expose them, so that they don't get scared during the tournament proper. For me, personally, I think that's the only way out. We have to play top teams to prepare for the World Cup.
Well, that's the captain of the Falcons and the newly appointed psychologist pointing the way out for the team. I think the captain has said it all. Quality friendlies against the kind of teams they will play at the World Cup is what they need, and they need to play some 2-3 of this kind of games to expose those girls that still are green, the green girls, the untested, unproven girls who could still be nervous on the big stage, and that's what the captain of the team is talking about. But Dumnadi, let's talk about the guys, the dream team. They've also made us proud. Went to Zambia over the weekend, goalless from the first leg. They went to Zambia and did it the hard way. Something Sese has experienced. And
it may look hard, but when the first leg ended goalless, I said that's a good result. That keeps the game. That makes the second leg evenly poised. That puts the pressure on the Zambian. It means they have to come out. No need to defend because you play the game.
But we still have to go out there as well to win.
To win, because now it puts the pressure on the Zambian. Because if it had ended 1-1, that would have been much difficult for us.
Probably sit back and
but
try
then
to catch us on the counter.
The guys we just graduated at short notice. When the one that did the job for us, that were only on to go. So I was following the game on Twitter. The president of the Zambia Football Federation Association, Kalisha Baya, was tweeting, was urging the boys. I was just following him, get the response. I only scored the point. When they equalized in 78 minutes, he said, yes, let's just go ahead, let's go, we can take out the Nigerian. Suddenly, after 10 minutes, I didn't hear anything from him. The next tweet that came up was a soccer punch from Nigeria. At that point, I just told him that, forget it, don't need it. No need to tweet again. The game has ended. The game has ended. That's how the game ended. But that's it. That's how to finish up a game.